Welcome back to a mid-May fishing report here in Amarada at Bud Murray's. We're gonna get some of the offshore guys, the inshore guys, and the Miss Amarada head boat. We're gonna tell you what's been biting the last few days.
Yeah, Miss Amarada.
Oh, you're doing.
Yep. Forehead.
So the Miss Amarada's unloading now. They said they caught close to 100 yellowtails, maybe 90. Every day is different. Today said it was clear water, not as much current. Yesterday they were in early because they had 32 people and they had 320 yellowtails. So it changes day to day, but looks like plenty of people got a few for dinner. Day on the water is much better than being on land, I promise you that. So hopefully everyone had fun.
Rehead.
All right, guys. My uncle, Captain Scott, just hit the dock. Catch 22 right back here. He's got a fun crew on there today. Let's go see what they caught.
And he's gonna get a shot of you guys. Didn't put it on the camera. Yeah. Boston fishing. Bucket fills up. Oh! Wait, I gotta grab it. All right.
All right, we just stumbled into Captain Max Gaspenny coming in here. I know he's had a pretty good week of fishing. Max, what's been biting out there this week for you?
Well, we've been fishing this group that likes to catch a whole lot of stuff, so we've been kind of mixing it up, but we've caught a tarpon about every day. The bonefish have been biting pretty good.
Nice.
We lucked into a couple permits to get a couple grand slams.
There you go.
And then a lot of like jacks and sharks and action fish, so I've kind of been making them be patient with me for a couple hours in the morning while we go tarpon fishing, and then we just go catching, and fortunately the tarpon fishing has been pretty good. I mean, it seems like some of the better fishing this year, daytime wise, the last week or so.
Yeah, good way to do it. Yeah, I know you were doing the tarpon tournament there last week, and you did pretty well.
I wasn't able to fish the last session, but I'd have been competitive if I could.
Yeah, awesome. That's good to hear. Well, awesome. Yeah, so if you got a big group and you want to come down, there's lots of options as far as fishing goes here. We got, almost 30 or so guides that work out of here with the various boats, big and small. So yeah, you can do it and catch a tarpon, catch a permit, catch a bonefish, go do some fun fishing too, get some dinner and some action.
Oh,
so
mutton
good.
snappers too. You're catching muttons like crazy while tarpon fishing this week.
Yeah, we got a few muttons last week as well.
Yeah.
Awesome, cool. All right, thanks. All right, guys, we got Captain Jimmy here on the Dauntless. He was over here cleaning some fish. Looks like he got into some nice mahi. How was fishing out there today, Jimmy?
It was good. It was good. We stayed on the reef in the morning and caught our limited yellowtails fairly quickly, and then we went offshore and weeded through some smaller schoolies and found some to keep, and then we found a nice set and caught like a 20-pound bull, and then sharked in the day.
Nice.
Kind of stayed active all day. for the most
Awesome.
part.
Cool. How were the seas out there? Not too bad?
In the morning it was a little breezy, and as the day went on it just got nicer and nicer,
Yeah.
Kind of came around a little bit, and yeah, it got nice out. So hopefully it continues.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, for May, the weather definitely kind of stabilized compared to a month ago. There's been a little breeze, but it hadn't been super crazy. And as we get into summer more, it tends to get calmer. Mahi fishing gets a little more consistent, and nice time to be out there out on the water. So comfortable, don't worry about getting seasick, catching some nice fish for dinner. I'm here with Jeff, one of my good customers. We've been fishing together for, 10 years or
Probably
more now, I
10,
think.
12
Yeah,
years, sure.
first time he came, he comes a few times a year, fishes with just about everybody out of here. But he's been here this week, said he had some good fishing. What'd you do today out there?
Yeah, jumped a nice tarpon yesterday. Today went 2 for 2 with the tarpon. Then we fished around the bridges for a little bit, caught our mixed bag of things, including a nice permit, biggest one I've ever caught, so that was kind of fun. And then we went on the hunt for some bonefish and just saw a couple, just couldn't get them to eat. And then we looked around as best we could and called it a day. So it was a good one though. Couldn't ask for a nicer day weather-wise. Bending the rod, getting the backs, a little bit of workout. So it was good, yeah. Happy.
Awesome. Yeah, man, cool. Well, yeah, you got shots at Grand Slams right now. You know, it's a nice time of year to do that with the weather. Well, glad you had a good time out there.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Glad you made it down to Bud Mary's again.
Yeah, no doubt.
Guys, the Broad Marina just got in, my brother's boat, with Uncle Mike and maybe GB on there. They had some decent fishing today. Sounded like they did a little bit of a mixed bag, some trolling, some mahis. I know they got a grouper, I think a little deep dropping too. So let's go see what they caught. What? Oh, yeah. Always.
That's the nice gaffer off the Broad Marina today. Probably about a 14-pound bull there. Plenty of schoolies, a couple gaffers showing up, and Lee is bringing over the nice black grouper they caught right behind you. Look at that. Is that your first one of the season?
Yeah, first black.
Nice. Caught him on the way home, nice and fresh. So we got mahis, nice black grouper, and a few rosies, and a beardfish. This is a deep water critter here, a beardfish. They got these little whisker things, and hence the name beardfish. They're really bony, but they come from so deep they usually don't survive going back down. But you can still eat them, just gotta eat around the bones.
It's about 3:30. The mullet truck just pulled up. This time of year, night tarpon fishing. It's always available short notice. It's nice because the guys here every afternoon with live bait. Get you out there for that 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. night tarpon trip. It's a great time to be on the water. As it gets closer to sunset, the bite usually turns on. And again, you can book them last minute. So, all right, guys, Captain Steven just rolled in. He runs my boat, the 25 Contender here. I know he had some decent fishing today because I saw him creep in the morning in between just coming to check for some bait. But how was fishing out there?
Fishing was pretty consistent all day. You know, we bounced around a lot, but we never really went that far. We put a couple tarpon in the air first thing, and then we actually managed to land a pretty big one. It's about 6 feet long. So that took probably the first, couple hours of our day. Then we ran to the back. We caught some nice snappers for dinner, and then we came back to town and we tried for the permits. We didn't get one, but we did catch a couple nice hogfish and some really big mangroves, a couple 18-inchers down there, which was neat. And then we pulled out of that, and then we went up on the flat and pulled off a couple bonefish there at the end. So
awesome,
well-rounded day, I'd say.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's funny. We saw Jeff Godlewski here. He's fished here a long time. I know you know him well. He was trying for bonefish in the afternoon because they caught tarpon and permit. He was trying to go for that Grand Slam, so he needed those couple of bonefish. Should have saved him one.
We were looking for that Grand Slam too. Couldn't quite put it together. 2 out of 3 ain't bad though.
That's right. Awesome. All right, good to hear.
So here's a few more catches the past few days at Bud and Mary's. Captain Mike on the Broad Marina did some deep dropping, had a couple barrel fish and some rosies, in addition to catching some mahis. The Gone Fishing 5 had some mahi and some blackfin tuna the other day. Also had some porgies while bottom fishing, and that just opened up. So blue line tilefish, snowy grouper, and the rose porgies. So a good catch for them. And Captain Brooks and Provider, they found a pallet floating. And this time of year, any time of year really offshore, if you find a pallet, piece of debris, there can be a lot of mahi there. They had almost 30 mahi off one piece of debris. And mostly schoolies, but a couple of the gaffed, and they said they lost a big bull, about 30 pounds. Bad news is they lost him. Good news is he's still out there. Someone else is going to catch him. So it was good to see. Joey also came that day. He had a bunch of yellowtails and a handful of mahis too. So fishing is picking up here. Summertime's coming, and nice is pushing mahis definitely. Now let's go look at some of the backcountry boats. In the inshore fishing report, also known as the backcountry, here's a few pictures from Captain Bill Bassett on his recent trips the last few days. But he had redfish, they had snook, and there's still some tarpon around, and tarpon are the prize fish this time of year, so they can be big. They can be over 150 pounds occasionally, but most are going to be in that 40 to 100 pound range, and they're a blast. Also, you can check out Captain Jim Wilcox's page. He posts on there. Sometimes it's tough to get pictures from some of these guys, but let's go see what Captain Jim's been catching, and we'll tell you right now. Captain Jim Wilcox had similar fishing. He's had a lot of redfish back there, and ultralight tackle, so even if the fish aren't huge, there's still a great fight on light tackle. There's been plenty of snook, as well as a few juvenile tarpon along the shoreline and the canals, the mangroves back there, way deep in the Everglades. So that's been good to see. And I know a lot of guys are going to keep tarpon fishing here the next month or two, so keep that in mind. If you want to go, now is the time to try. Captain Perry was in on the tarpon action too. He had a couple from Australia. They came all the way over here, and both of them caught a big tarpon. Here's a few good jumping shots and a couple pictures of the tarpon boat side. They don't pull the big tarpon out of the water anymore. And but if you can get a good picture of it jumping or by the boat, that's as good as it gets. Just talked to Captain Bruce real quick for a minute, and he said there's been a lot of bonefish around the last few days. They've caught and released a number of them, and he has a bay boat right here, about 24 foot, and You know, we have a lot of inshore skiffs here, plus 4 or 5 bay boats. So if you want to take 3 or squeeze 4 on them, there's a handful of boats that can do it, and that's one of them right there. We're here with Alex. He's the first mate on the Gone Fishing 5. They just got in. Give us a report. What's biting?
There's MAHI. I mean, everywhere, in between 300 to 500 feet, birds everywhere. Found one piece of debris out there. Got some nice heavy lifters in there, but that's pretty much, I mean, we went over to the hump.
Couple tunas?
Yeah, 1 or 2 tuna. Killed our streak. We were coming in with our limited tuna every day, and now we're finally
Hey,
got 2.
They got a tuna appetizer, so but MAHI was the main target?
Yeah, MAHI.
How many did you get? 15 or 20 or something?
18.
18. Pretty
We
good
had 2
guess.
customers, so we were 2 off our limit, but
Close enough.
we were there. So,
All right,
yeah,
perfect.
from that.
Glenn, he did a pretty good job. I don't think he misspoke, so.
What's up, Steve? How you doing, buddy?
Is it feeling like summer, Glenn? It's getting hot. Summer's coming. It's getting hot. I think the last week it went up 5 degrees.
Yesterday, my truck said 91. I didn't get 2 miles up the road, then it went to 93. I was like, what in the world
It's getting
just
hotter.
happened?
And remember, if you come to Bud and Mary's, you can feed the tarpon. There's a pile of them here, some nurse sharks. And whenever these boats come in, they're in a feeding frenzy, so come check it out. You can always get a bag of bait in the shop and walk by the dock and throw some bait in there and watch them eat too. It's always cool to see. Hope y'all enjoy that fishing report. If you want to come down and get on the action, call the office here at Bud and Mary's. They can set you up offshore, inshore, or on the head boat there. Remember, there's some lodging options here. There's motel rooms, there's a couple little houses, as well as 5 houseboats. So come check it out here. Hopefully we'll see you soon.